In the early 90s, everybody was really enjoying the craze of what came out before Mortal Kombat. And that was the fighter game known as Street Fighter 2, which became such a big success, especially for its publisher and developer Capcom. It was so successful, it got a movie adaptation in 1994. And I'm going to talk about Street Fighter, which had Jean Claude-Van Damme and Raul Julia in its final performance. But does this film still deserve the hate it's been getting after 30 years? Or am I going to have to finally give this film some good old fashioned Big D justice? Find out as I review Street Fighter right now. This is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Dual, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1994 action flick Street Fighter, released by Universal here in the US and by Columbia internationally. The film was written and directed by Stephen E. D'Souza, based on the video game series of the same name produced by Capcom. It was one of two films released in 1994 especially adapting Street Fighter II, following Street Fighter II the animated movie. The film stars Jean Claude-Van Damme and Raul Julia in his final theatrical film role, along with supporting performances from Byron Mann, Damien Chapa, Kylie Minogue, Ming Na-Wen, and Wes Studi. The adaptation focuses on the efforts by Colonel Guile to bring down General M. Bison, the military dictator and drug kingpin of Shadaloo City, who aspires to conquer the world with an army of genetic super soldiers, while enlisting the aid of street fighters Ryu and Ken to infiltrate Bison's empire and help destroy it from within. This film was released here in the US in December of 1994, so I'm actually celebrating its anniversary a little early because I really don't want to put it in my December lineup because I've got other stuff coming up for that. And then a half a year later, in May of the following year, it was released in Japan. Well, while the film did get this dough and what have you, it did, but still, it was successful though. But for now, let's get into the story. In the Southeast Asian nation of Shadaloo, civil war occurs between the forces of drug lord turned General M. Bison and the allied nations led by Colonel William F. Guile. Bison captures 63 AN relief workers and via a live broadcast demands Guile secure a US $20 billion ransom in 3 days. Guile refuses and vows to track Bison down and place him on trial for his crimes. His assistant, Lieutenant Cammy White, is only partially able to pinpoint Bison's location to the River Delta region outside the city. One hostage is Guile's friend, Sergeant Carlos Charlie Blanca, who Bison orders taken to his lab for his captive scientist, Dr. Dalsum, to turn it into the first of his super soldiers. Though Charlie is severely disfigured gradually by the procedure, Dalsum secretly alters his cerebral programming to maintain Charlie's humanity. American con artist and martial artist Ryu Hoshi and Kim Masters attempt to swindle arms dealer Victor Sagat by selling him fake weaponry. Sagat sees through the ruse and has Ryu fight his cage champion Vega. However, Guile bursts in and arrests everyone present for violating a curfew. On the prison grounds, he witnesses Ryu and Ken find Sagat's men and recruits them to help him find Bison in exchange for their freedom since Sagat is Bison's arms supplier. They are given a homing device and win Sagat's trust by staging a prison escape and faking Guile's death. News reporter Chun-Li Zhang, whose father was killed by Bison 20 years earlier, and her crew, former sumo wrestler Edmund Honda and boxer Balrog, who are out for revenge against Sagat for ruining their careers. stumble across their plan. Over Gao's objections, they attempt to assassinate Bison and Sagat at a party to maintain the warlord's trust. Ryu and Ken stop the assassination, revealing the conspirators to Bison. Returning to his base, Bison inducts Ryu and Ken into his organization and orders Honda and Balrog in prison, and Chun-Li taken to his quarters. Ryu and Ken break Balrog and Honda out of confinement and rush to confront Bison, who is fighting Chun-Li. Bison escapes and releases sleeping gas, sedating them all. Guile plans his assault on Bison's base. He is impeded by the AN, who decide to pay Bison the ransom. Nevertheless, Guile and his loyal troops proceed with the mission. At the base, Dowson is found out by a security guard. During the ensuing fight, Charlie is released and he kills the guard to protect Dowson. Guile arrives, sneaks into the lab, and encounters Charlie. Guile prepares to shoot Charlie to end his suffering, but Dowson stops him. Bison prepares to kill the hostages by unleashing Charlie on them, but Guile emerges and engages Bison's guards until the remaining AN forces arrive. Now I'm going to go to the ending and the rest of the final act. So I ask you to please stop this video immediately, as I'm going to go ahead and give you my 5 seconds. So you have to go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below as I count down. Now, if you've seen the movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. After Bison makes it clear that he will not surrender peacefully, Guile orders his allies to rescue the hostages and engages Bison in a personal duel. As Guile and Bison fight, Ryu and Ken defeat Sagat and Vega. Bison's computer expert DJ flees through a secret passage joined by Sagat. Bison's bodyguard Zangief engages Honda in a fight until learning from DJ that Bison was the true enemy of freedom and peace, and sides with Ryu and Ken to save the hostages. Guile gains the upper hand against Bison and kicks him into a bank of hard drives, electrocuting him. A revival system restores Bison, who reveals that his suit has advanced automatic first aid mechanisms and electrical weaponry, including his super connecting boots that enable him to fly. These gadgets allow Bison to gain the upper hand and beat Guile. As he moves to deal the death blow, Guile counters by kicking Bison into his monitor wall, which explodes, apparently killing him and overloading the base's energy storage system. The hostages are rescued, but Guile stays behind to convince Dawson and Charlie to return with him. They refuse, with Dawson wishing to atone for his responsibilities and mutilating Charlie. Guile flees the exploding base and reunites with his comrades. That's the end of the story. But in the post-credit scene, Bison is restored once again when solar power reactivates his base's system, and his fist emerges through the rubble. End of story. So what did I think of Street Fighter? Well, I'm gonna say it's not bad. I mean, I kind of actually like this film. I've only seen it a few times, but including last month. I'm going to say I really thought this was just very, very good. That I don't care what the critics say. Now, but yes, it does have a few issues though, several flaws. While despite this film got dissed by critics and fans because of its campy tone, its unfaithfulness to the source material, and overblown effects, it was still much of a hit. However, the performance of the late Raul Julia as M. Bison was singled out for widespread critical acclaim and garnered him a posthumous nomination for Best Supporting Actor at the Saturn Awards. This was his final theatrical performance, as he died of a stroke 2 months before the film's release, and the film is dedicated to his memory. Anyway, despite this thing from the critics and fans, the film still became a box office hit, making $99 million worldwide against its $35 million budget. It even became successful on home video and also television broadcasts. Apparently, for most of its reviews, Leonard Maltin gave the film his lowest rating, writing that even Jean Claude-Van Damme fans couldn't rationalize this bomb. The Washington Post said the film was notable only for being the last film made by Raul Julia, an actor far too skilled for the demands of the evil warlord General M. Bison, but far too professional to give anything less than his best. Stephen Holding of the New York Times referred to the film as a dreary, overstuffed hodgepodge of poorly edited martial arts sequences and often unintelligible dialogue. Variety said the film suffers from the same problems that impaired Super Mario Bros., which came out the previous year. It's noisy, overblown, and effects laden, and lacks sustained action and engaging characters. And commented on Julia's performance, referred to it as his weakest performances, accentuating each and every syllable as if he were reciting a Shakespearean role of grand emotional range. It's too bad, for this is the accomplished actor's last film and it is dedicated to him. Science Sound described Kylie Minogue's performance as Cammy hilarious miscasting as a military wench with Heidi plates. The merest glimpse of her holding a bazooka and looking mean is enough to induce giggles in the most dour viewers. The Hollywood Reporter said the film is neither a satisfying martial arts exercise for star Van Damme nor the irresistible mainstream diversion it strives for. CinemaScore gave the film a score of a B minus. Rotten Tomatoes has it at a mere 11%, saying though it offers mild entertainment through campy one-liners and the uh, overacting of the late Raul Julia, the film's non-stop action sequences are not enough to make up for a predictable, uneven storyline. And Metacritic has a score of 34. Time magazine listed this on their top 10 worst video game movies in 2009. Game Trailers ranked the film as the 8th worst video game film of all time. But despite this, the film received 2 nominations at the Saturn Awards: Best Sci-Fi Film and, of course, as I've said already, Best Supporting Actor for the late Raul Julia. Well, I understand. Yes, it is a shame that not even the fighters even do some of their best moves, like in the video game. We don't see no Hadoukens, no sonic booms, no nothing. That's kind of a big downside for this film. It is a shame, but I appreciated this campy tone though, and and the effects were fine in what have you. They were pretty cool and what have you. I don't care what they say, but yeah, it does have So it is kind of a mixed bag, but I kind of like the Street Fighter film. It's pretty fun. Now, it also had Graham Revell, who, of course, has done scores from numerous films, where they were good or bad. It eventually did very well. Anyway, even so, the film still did well, as I said. Despite it, when it opened, it lost to Dumb and Dumber and the Santa Claus. But anyway, yeah. Now, it has been released on physical media numerous times, so I think you have a good chance again. If you find it streaming somewhere, check it out. Yeah, I think I would recommend this, but I think I would recommend you give this a one-time watch. If you're not satisfied with this film, then just avoid it. But I think if you're a hardcore Van Damme fan, then this will be for you. I like his performances, guy. I also like Raul Julia in his final performances in Bison. Very good. Playing Chun-Li is Ming Na-Wen, who of course went on to play Melinda May, aka the Cavalry, in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She also, and this was after she had recently appeared in the Joy Luck Club a year before, and she would later go on to voice the titular character in Disney's animated film Mulan, as well as its direct-to-video sequel, and also had a cameo in the live-action remake. Playing Ken is Damien Chapa, not bad. Byron Mann plays Ryu, he was fine. Grandel Bush is Balrog, he was fine. Robert Mamor as Charlie, he was fine. As Blanca, alright, not great though. Greg Rainwater played Thunderhawk, yeah, he wasn't too bad. Pierre Tuisosopo, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that name, plays Honda. But I was really surprised to see Cammy being played by Kylie Minogue. way before she even made a big comeback on the music scene with Can't Get You Out of My Head. Of course, she had already had a big hit in the US with her cover of The Locomotion a few years prior in the late 80s. We have Andrew Braniarski as Zangief. He was good. Well, I think I've heard that name before. Oh yes, he later went on to play Leatherface in the remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and its prequel, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning. Miguel A. Nunez Jr., who had appeared in um, Return of the Living Dead and Friday the 13th, the final chapter, You Know Demon. Let's see, he was also in, well, he was in several other films. He later went on to do Slam Dunk Artist, the Scooby Doo movie, and several others. Um, Jay Chavaret played Vega. Well, yeah, and Miguel A. Nunez Jr. He was EJ. Wes Studi played Sagat, and Rashan Seth played Dowson. And there's lots of others as well. So the cast is well half and half, good and bad. So that's all I'm going to have to tell you. So, like I said, I would recommend you give it a one-time watch if you're curious about this. But if you're not satisfied with it, then just not watch again. If or if you don't feel like you want to see it, just avoid it. But I'd only recommend this if you're a hardcore fan of Jean Claude-Van Damme, and I think you'll enjoy it. So what did you think of Street Fighter? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, make it grow, and make the views grow. Please tell your friends all about my channel if you'd like, and feel free to share my vids with your friends, and maybe you can get them to, well, know me a little bit and like my vids and what have you. Well, you get the idea. Join me next time when I bring to you a re-review of Superman Returns. But if you like this, check out my reviews for these other two Van Damme films I had already reviewed. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of Double Impact. The upper right-hand corner is my review of Hard Target. Or if you'd like another video game adaptation, see the reboot for Street Fighter's competitor in Mortal Kombat from 2021. I will review the 90s films later on, but in the meantime, just enjoy my review of Mortal Kombat 2021, which is spoiler free. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.